Everybody is consistently asking me, hey Robbie, what are things that we should pick up right now? Hey, I don't always have the answer to this question, but luckily for you today, I have pieced together a skeleton of things going forward that you should probably have laying around. So these are going to be some important pickups that I think that you should have laying around at least for January 2019. So let's dig on into this discussion, shall we? Alright, so this isn't going to be a video on how to make money. This is going to be some key cards that I think for the current time being that you guys are going to want to actually have your hands on because of either future endeavors coming out in the TCG or things like that. So we're going to start off with just a Salamangreat core in general, because for some reason up until this point, like, nobody seems to really understand this, but everything currently available in Salamangreat is nothing. Literally, I'm pretty sure 75% of this is going to get the reprint in the starter deck anyway, but with full anticipation going forward, having some rares and commons sitting on the side in case something potentially doesn't get a reprint is not an incredibly horrible idea. Now, when Savage Strike comes out, though, you have to go into that set and you have to get the link to the points up and points down, because honestly, I've seen that thing getting, that card is expensive in the OCG. So yes, to those of you that are always trying to stay ahead of the curve, you have some rares and commons that you can very easily pick up at this point in time. And don't say like, oh, I didn't think about it. You know fucking full well. You have the knowledge that I produce on these videos talking about Salamangreat. You have the internet to do this research. So you can't be caught with your pants down, at least on this one. Obviously, picking rares commons isn't on everybody's agenda, and I can understand that. But you have a potential tier 1 deck coming out of left field, by the way, like with a structure deck. Everybody's like, I didn't, you didn't tell me that, Robbie. Really? Because I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah. So, yes, with Salamangreat coming out in the future, pick up the core for the deck. Now, in addition to that, that's not the only thing that you need to be getting for Salamangreat. There's a super rare in a shitty starter deck called Lady Debug. Where'd this fucking thing come out? Power Code Talker or some shit? So, if this card is normal or special, then you can add 1 level 3 or lower Cyberse from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Lady Debug once per turn. They gave Cyberse, actually, they gave level 3 Cyberse decks, aka Salamangreat, a Stratos. Alright? And let's be honest, 95% of the Salamangreat deck all include some sort of effect off of... half of them, I think, can be added to the hand. So yes, but the problem is these are now $6 a piece, and I don't think that this card is going to get a reprint. It's too new, and if they dump this in the Salamangreat structure deck, then yikes. But you're sitting on a card here. And everybody that was ahead of the curve here, even further ahead of me, already bought these out. But I mean, like, the structure deck was kind of shit as it was. So I mean, I can understand it. But now you've got a $5 to $6 card in this structure deck now that has gone up in value. And it's a staple in Salamangreat. To the one person that's going to comment and be like, no, it's not. I don't play my... I did see a couple people not playing it in the Salamangreat deck. And I started looking at OCG list. I'm like, why are you not playing this? Level 3, that adds other level 3s from your deck to your hand. Stratos, hello? I get that there's the other like techie builds of Cyberse or of Salamangreat that you can build, and that's really cute, but like I like when my food is consistent with my deck, and unfortunately those other builds, yes, they might be really cute, but they're not good. Just go pick up your Lady Debugs. Don't be caught with your pants down. Once again, you have knowledge, use it. You know, especially like Salamangreat, like it's kind of crazy. Now the next one that I think you should actually have is a set of There Can Only Be One. Now with Salamangreat coming out in the near future, and even so much with today's current metagame of Thunder Dragons running around, this side card has kind of started to see a lot more play. And yes, it is decently easy to out because of Twin Twisters and things like that. Also, it being a little bit more unique of a floodgate, locking you into each of only one type, particularly shutting down a Cybers player from, rotating into more Cybers monsters. You get what I'm saying here? Because one type, but you've got a very powerful trap card that limits the explosiveness of something. And I also particularly like it against Thunder Dragons as a Sky Striker player because, I can't out the amount of large Thunder Dragon monsters. And it's kind of crazy when you start seeing these decks combo off and things like that because the relative amount of insane plays that it takes to out some of these large boss monsters, just having a card that can forcibly get rid of things off of the field without, an interaction from you is actually really good. We need more of these particular cards in the game, at least in my opinion, because, yes, Rivalry and Ghost are powerful cards, and I expected them to have been limited by this point. But it's kind of odd because floodgates are a very dangerous thing for the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sometimes they're a little bit too powerful, but when you get to an opportunity or something like this, well, it's interesting. But yes, make sure you have There Can Only Be Ones. Just more or less to make sure that, Salamangreat and your Thunder Dragon matchups just aren't so shit. Now, next up on this list is actually going to be Pot of Avarice. And this card is still banned. I understand that. But we've seen more and more and more with the OCG that they've unlimited this card back to its maximum potential. The more I've been thinking about this, the more that I've kind of been like, I actually am starting to think that the TCG could potentially go for this. Now, the reason why I don't think that this card could come back is simply just because of the fact that recycling cards that are banned, recycling cards that are limited to one, kind of defeats the purpose of this. But yes, the cost can be high for recycling 5 monsters back to the deck. I understand this, your mama understands this, tell her to call me, it was a fantastic time. But for the most part, I think people have been anticipating Pot of Avarice coming back for the longest time now, and at this point in time, I don't think I'm going to be shocked. The card's getting slower as time is going on here. I mean, yeah, I guess recycling Goki's back into the deck, but I mean, they're all once per turn effects anyway, so what are you truly worried about? I might just be saying this because I have a feeling Kagari is going to get limited, and I want to be able to recycle this and be cool like the OCG, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I would make sure that I have an Avarice laying around, just in case they finally do bring the card back, and the potential that it kind of has going for it. I'm indifferent about it. Everybody's always like, what's that one banned card that you kind of have a feeling about? I'm kind of feeling Avarice at this point. The card's not as good as it used to be, and it's kind of sad to say that because, Avarice is, it's good, but it's in a game where Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't go beyond, 1 to 2 turns, isn't it kind of sad, actually? Now, the last thing that I think you should have laying around, just in case, is actually Sea Monster Theseus. And I brought this up last time we were doing a discussion, but once again, I want to reiterate this. So Theseus is that tuner monster that you can instant fusion out. Now, we don't have an ETA on Theseus just yet, or on Needle Fiber or Glass Fiber, whatever the hell its translated name is at this point in time. And as we kind of get closer to the release of this, you'll probably see Theseus kind of start to get bought out. But, when you have a generic monster that every single deck can play because of instant fusion, you kind of start to think to yourself, well, fuck, man. I, too, can make the Needle Fiber. And let's be honest here, it's not a lot of money to pick up a Theseus at this current point in time. It's just another generic tuner that you have access to at all points in time through the effect of instant fusion to make Needle Fiber. Robbie supporting Needle Fiber abuse 2018 so we can get the card banned. That's all I want in my life. I don't like Needle Fiber just because it promotes incredibly bad interactions in the game. But I will say that if you want to explore some options, if you want to test the waters in Yu-Gi-Oh!, I mean, have a Theseus ready for when this gets off of the list, or gets to be at its full potential, because honestly, I'm looking forward to the crazy shenanigans that we're going to see with Instant Fusion. And actually, we're already seeing Instant Fusion shenanigans. I just want to see some other crazy interactions in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Come on, guys. Like, come on. You guys got to support this with me. Come on, now. So that's all I got for this video. These are the things that I think that you should be preparing to pick up, or have picked up already, at least for the future of the month. So what do you guys think? Is there something else that you want to add? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And well, guys, I'm out. Peace. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a truffle shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out Vanquil40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.